Okay, we're on.
Okay, we're good?
Yeah.
Alright, so first and foremost, we want to say Kahala, Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. We double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to the elect, questions, words, in truth and sincerity across the four corners of the earth. Can you get from the Joel 2? I can't wait to see what the Lord has in store for this new year. And I mean that in like, because people will say that like it's a new year, the Lord's gonna give you a bunch of blessings. I mean like, I mean destruction, you know. Because every year that goes by, where these elites are crossing off, they're checking things off on their agenda.
Yeah, exactly. It's because kind of like, like if I add, because like the same way how people have like New Year's resolution or whatever, where they want to improve on some things.
Yeah.
These elites also have an agenda on some things that they would like to accomplish.
Right.
So as the days go by, there's not a single day where these elites are just sitting down chilling. Okay, they have an agenda, in which they must complete. And that's the same thing with the Lord. He's also doing things on a daily basis, some things that we don't even know, some things that we don't even see, but across the world in diverse places, there's some things that are happening because, this is a whole big movie, man. Esau makes his move, the Lord makes his move. And so on and on, man.
Actually, like another thing too, you said it's a good point. If there you have to remember, everything, there's so many different catastrophes that happen across the world that's not shown on the news.
Yeah.
That Esau decides no, we're not going to show this.
Yeah.
So we are only seeing what Esau allows us to see on the news, which is still dictated by the Most High. The Most High controls Esau too. But like the brother say, the Lord, this was I used to, because brothers, certain men they'll get weak and get impatient in the faith, and they say, man, this is not going to happen. Nothing's ever happening. Like, people think it's quiet. Man, there could be hell a bunch of ruckus, happening across the other side of the world, but we just don't see it.
Yeah,
Doesn't
exactly.
mean it's not happening.
Exactly. Just the other day, I was watching a documentary on, basically the science on, exterminating blacks.
I finished that. That's
right. And and in that documentary, it talks about how the CDC, I'm a Center of Disease Control.
Yeah.
How there's a lot of shit that are happening, in diverse places, across the world. That big corporations like that, they basically have the power to tell CNN, and basically,
Journalists.
exactly, right. They have the power, to tell, this, the media, and the different newscasts not to show, and to basically, expose, what's happening, across the world because, like I said, I'm a CDC, which is Center for Disease Control, they're the ones who control the diseases that go around, the world.
That's their name.
Exactly.
Center for
Disease Control, man. So, like big corporations like that, and many other different corporations, there's so many things that are happening around the world in which we don't know about. That's because they have the control of, showing it to us or not, man.
That's right.
That's right. Joel chapter 2, verse 1. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain.
Yeah, I know you think that anybody who doesn't understand the truth, they'll literally think
we can go take
go
a trumpet.
and go over there in Jerusalem and blow the trumpet. It's talking about Zion. It's talking about Israel and the people. Exactly. Because a place is a people before we come to the place. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking to Israel. We're blowing the trumpet right now by reading these scriptures, like it says in Isaiah 58. We're blowing that trumpet, and we're warning our people that the Most High is coming back. And if we don't get right, you're gonna be left behind.
That's right.
You get destroyed.
That's right. I got a scripture for you, because this is the precept to that. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Yeah, same time.
Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it?
Which is crazy. He said should the trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not afraid?
Yeah.
It shows you how conditioned or how dead and blind these people are, because we're blowing the trumpet, and not a lot of people are afraid.
Yeah.
The only people who are who are taking the trumpet that's being blown into consideration is the elect.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, man, that is scoffing or mocking you, or they just don't care.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that like nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly, you know, and us, you know, blowing that trumpet is us giving the warning. That's why the scripture says, blow your trumpet in Zion. Who's Zion? Jerusalem, man, which is a people before it's a place, right?
Yeah,
So, right, so, you know, we're here to blow that trumpet, you know, and to basically show, you know, I'm giving the warning before the Lord comes,
That's right.
right? So it says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh.
But nobody's trembling.
Khan.
No one's adhering to the message, man. Which, you know, like we don't take, like when I first came to the truth, when we first came to the truth, I used to take that personally. Like, how come no one's listening to us? But you know what? When you learn more, you grow. This is just for the elect. It's only the elect are gonna hear. Like I was watching Apostle Ricard. I was watching just a quick point on his video, and he was saying that he doesn't even care if he gets one view on his video.
Yeah,
Like a lot of brothers, you see that video?
Yeah.
Like a lot of brothers really do be caring about their views. Man, honestly, if you get one view, that one person could be the elect. That's the ratio.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the ratio. It tells you that one of 1,000 will be selected. You know, like it's a small ratio of people who are actually gonna understand, or a small number of people who are actually gonna understand this truth, man.
Yeah.
Understand the horn that's being blown.
Yeah, you know, and you know, even with that, you know, like you can't really go off of, you know, seeing how many views people watch your videos or whatever.
Yeah.
Because Esau actually, you know, he fools around with that, man.
Yeah. Oh,
You know, right? You know, like whereas, you know, you might have like, you know, I'm a 200, you know, people who have viewed it, but Esau's gonna say only 5 people have seen it, you know. And then also, you know, like, you know, how sometimes like, you know, you could be watching, you know, like a live stream, you know, of the prophets or whatever, you know, and you might have like 200 likes, but then it says that it's only 60 people, you know, that are viewing right now. How the hell do you have 100 likes but only 60 people have viewed it? You know, and it's live. You know what I mean?
It's live.
So it goes to show you, you know, that they tamper, you know, and they play around, you know, and they fool around, you know, with these videos. So, you know, realistically, you know, you can't really, you know, get too caught up in that, man. You know, just post the video and move on. Man.
That's right, man. That's what these pastors want, man. They want their views. They live. Like they make a living off of how many people view their shows, and how many people come to their churches. We don't make a living off of you listening to us or not.
Yeah, we don't care. Man.
We don't care, man. It's just about bringing out the message. And if you're of the elect, then you're gonna adhere to it. It's just that simple.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, man. It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
And that's it, man. That's literal. The day of the Lord is nigh at hand. You cannot possibly see, even if you're not a Christian or if you don't believe in the Lord, you can't not possibly look at everything that's happening in the world, conclude all the evidence and say we're not coming to a breaking point. It's impossible. You just be an idiot to say that, because there's too much wickedness on this planet. We're living on a planet where there's more, and it's a norm. It's a normal understanding for the fact that there are more wicked people on the planet than there's righteous people.
I can't feel the smoke going.
And if you want to get deeper, according to the scriptures, there's only 144,000 and some change righteous people on this whole planet. Because really, the elect are the only people who are righteous. Because they're the only ones who are trying to live by the laws and the commandments of the Most High. Everybody else is doing their own thing. You got people worshiping idols that are made from hands and so on. You even got people to bring it out way to the ballpark. You got people who can just make their own religions. Man, I heard that on the radio a couple of years back. You had people making religions out of pizza, like food.
They worship lettuce and shit.
Yeah, like what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? So that's complete idiocy, man.
Yeah, that's why in the scriptures in the Apocrypha it talks about the gods of the heathen nations and how that they can't move. You know, there's no breath in them and so on and on, man. Because they worship idols, things that they create.
Like that in itself should already tell you that's not really a god.
Because
it makes no sense for you to create your own god.
Yeah, because if you create something, then that means that you're over it.
Yeah,
just
you're
like
the god.
Just like how the Lord created us. So the Lord is over us, man.
Exactly.
You know?
But our people don't understand that, man. Our people are willing to serve a whitewashed image, okay, of what's supposed to be a portrayed image of the Son of the Most High, rather than actually believe in the true power.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It says, verse 2, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains.
Which that darkness is going to be created from the amount of missiles and smokes in the air.
Yep.
You know, with all the, not even just like a majority of it is going to be from the missiles, but you got gunfire, you got bombs, there's going to be so many different things that are going to be happening that at one point you're going to look up and you won't be able to see the sun.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Not much about it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just gonna be thick darkness,
yeah.
man. Smoke. You know.
It's hard to breathe in that shit. A lot of people are gonna die.
Yeah, and you know, you can go blind. You know,
Yeah.
that's why you know,
Yeah.
like if you guys have seen that movie, The Book of Eli, you know, which I just saw just the other day
Oh,
again.
yeah. I know. I watched it like maybe 2 months ago again.
Bro,
it never gets old.
It's a favorite movie of all time,
Yeah,
man. But you know, like in that movie, you know, they're always wearing, you know, armor dark, you know, armor glasses, you know, to cover their eyes, you know, from all the smoke and all that's around, because
Yeah.
you know you can go blind. And you know, in that movie, you know, there's like at least 4 or 5 people who were blind in that movie,
Yeah, there was actually a lot of
right?
blood.
You know, because of the the smoke and atmosphere from what
The
happened.
nuclear war.
Yeah, you know, from what
Yeah.
happened from the nuclear war back then. Man.
That's why it's good to watch
Yeah.
things over, man. You can get more edification.
Yeah,
from things.
exactly, man. Exactly. And it says, a day of cloud and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there had not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
So this day is going to be the day that the end all, the end it all.
That's right.
Yeah, the day of the Lord. It's not going to be just one day, but it's going to be like, it's going to be longer. But the day of the Lord, the day that it starts, is going to be the day that ends all wickedness. That's why, really, it's a Satan, man. The ship was not turned up unless it came here. Because really, what's happening is everybody when we look into it deeper, everybody that's dying, all the buildings that are being destroyed, or it's a cleanup job. Like when you see people remake a house, they tear down that house completely. They take a hammer, sledgehammer, start hammering at that wall, take it all down. That's exactly what we're doing to the system. We're going to tear it all down. The power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. First, we're just going to get rid of all the wickedness, and then we're going to rebuild it again with slaves.
Exactly, just like how like like if you've seen the ghetto or whatever, like when they wanna build a new house, they tear the whole thing down, and they even like if there's a basement and they dig out the foundation. That's how we're gonna do with this kingdom. Is we're gonna tear it all the way down to the ground and rebuild it up again, man. America is gonna be a complete desert, but Jerusalem, which is gonna get wiped out, but it will get built up again, man.
That's right.
Through
slaves. We're gonna have you guys as slaves.
Right.
That's a hard thing for a lot of people to accept because of pride, man. Pride and they know deep in their spirit that they deserve it for what they did. But when you bring it up, they get mad about it, man.
That's right.
Because Esau, especially Esau, wants everything. Because Esau doesn't want to look and be portrayed as being wicked. That's why they call themselves the Illuminati, because they think that what they're doing is right.
That's right, yeah.
They believe Satan got them convinced that they're the good guys and we're the bad guys.
It's just like a whole circle.
Yeah.
It's like a whole turnaround of what actually is,
Yeah,
like how they actually and sincerely in their heart they believe that what they're doing is righteous.
That's why they work so hard at it, man, because they actually believe it's righteous.
Yeah. Like,
and that's what makes them wicked straight to the core, man.
Yeah.
Straight to the spirit. And they're doing it right out of the spirit.
Yeah. And then they look at us and they think that we're wicked.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man, how the Lord has that set up, man. But, another thing, like you mentioned with these Christians, like the one thing that these Christians do not profess and they do not, basically talk about is actually ruling with a rod of iron in the kingdom. Because they think that the kingdom is just going to be all peace and love and everyone's going to, hold hands, right?
Yeah.
To show you that they don't know the scriptures, The scriptures tell you that the elect are going to rule with the rod of iron, man. So why don't these Christians talk about that in these churches, man? You know,
Rulership and talent.
right? Like, you know what I mean? I got that scripture in Revelation 2 verse 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. So that goes to show you that there's going to be people that are going to be beneath, and there's going to be people that are going to be above, man. It's not going to be all, equality and people, holding hands and so on and on. Now this is the point, verse 27. And he shall rule them with the rod of iron.
That's
Right?
crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's like if you don't get the analogy, that is pure sternness.
Yeah.
You can't bend iron. You can't iron like thick iron or rod of iron is stern, man.
Sepulchre, man.
Exactly. So we're gonna be stern, man. Just like how they're stern with us. Yo, Esau, bro, you don't pay a little. You don't pay if you don't tell me you won't go to jail if you don't pay your taxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't register. Let's say you don't have money for the month. You haven't been working. Tell me Esau's gonna be like, you know what, man? That's cool. For this
all
month,
right.
you don't have to
There's
register.
the
Yeah, fuck that. Esau's serious with that shit.
Yeah.
So aren't we gonna rule in the same way, the same manner?
Yep. Exactly, bro. Exactly. And it says, and he shall rule them with the rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my father. You know?
But yeah, how is that gonna be on that tip too?
Yeah. Exactly, bro. Exactly. You know?
And most high, when you come into this knowledge, and you really start, and you're given the truth of about the understanding of this book, you really come to know the personalities and characteristics of the Most High and His Son. They're very serious men.
The Lord is the man of war.
Yeah,
Name, man.
Khan. Very serious men. They don't believe in being soft and excuse my French, but to be bitch made. Really.
Yeah.
Like these guys, that's why when the brother was talking about these guys in the churches, it's the reason why they don't talk about this stuff, because they're bitch made. They don't think, they can't even because when you explain it to them, they either disagree with you or look at you in awe, like, what the fuck? Well, I mean, like, how can that be possible?
Although you're reading it from the scripture.
Right?
It's
Which
not
shows you
your words.
they can't even imagine ruling like that.
Yeah.
Those are the type of people. That's why they're not going to be. That's why the Most High has to actually recreate them, because most of them are Jakes, right?
Yeah.
Jake be out here doing all this Black Lives Matter. All Jake wants to do is protest and talk shit.
Yeah.
But when it actually comes to doing something about it and having rulership over your enemy, they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Most of these Jakes would have sympathy on Esau
Huh.
if they were in rulership. If the Most High gave them rulership over Esau as they are now, they would have a lot of Edomites would be crept unaware.
Yeah. Exactly, which also goes to show you that they don't actually believe in the whole scriptures, because they only believe in the scriptures that they've heard and that sound good to their ears, man. Like John 3:16.
Yeah.
Yo, they love those scriptures, but then when you bring up scriptures like Revelation 2:25 and down about how we're going to rule with the rod of iron, they don't agree with you,
Yeah.
and they don't disagree with you because they don't know what the fuck to do,
Yeah,
man.
come.
You know what I mean?
That's a big thing in this kingdom too, man. Like you find some, like that's why we're gonna be targeted. That's why we're already targeted, but we're gonna be even more targeted coming up in this new year, Lord willing. Cause I want to get out of here.
Yeah, fuck,
Fuck.
man.
You know what I mean?
I got about time, man.
Yeah, I heard that actually. On a side note, I heard that they're gonna start making people pay.
Oh yeah,
use-
yeah.
That's
yeah,
a real thing, hey?
Yeah.
Okay, because there was
People pay
Beaver
for the
Mason
internet.
telling me that. I didn't know if it was true or
Yeah,
not.
well, like one of the brothers in a man of valor, like about 2-3 weeks ago, like they actually made a video of how basically now they're gonna make you pay for the internet, which goes to show you that famine of the word is about to come, because reason why is because like they know that. Not a lot of Akim, not a lot of Jakes, not a lot of people are going to be able to afford to pay for the
$30
internet.
a month to
You know
use
what I mean?
YouTube.
Yeah.
They say
So-
$1.99.
That's crazy, yeah.
At least he can smile like this with the kingdom. Eh?
Yeah, fuck it, my life.
Yeah.
Come
They
on,
say
man.
you saying that $1.99 per search on Google.
Wow.
$2 per search. That's insane. I'm not using Google, and I won't be using YouTube too.
Yeah.
I mean, if we still gotta push the word, that I gotta cough up the money. But
Yeah.
Lord willing, that's gonna be like the brother said. That's a prelude
Yeah.
into the famine of the word.
Yeah, and just recently, there's like articles and stuff, that are coming out about it, that they're actually going to make this mandatory very soon here, where, they're going to make money out of that, man, where they're going to have people actually pay for the internet, man, and especially YouTube, because they know that this truth goes out viral and it's free for people, right?
Yeah.
So this
Yeah,
has
they're
to
not,
be,
Esau can't. He needs to make a profit off
yeah,
of it.
he needs to make, he needs to come up with an excuse to hide the truth, man.
Yeah,
But
come on.
at the end of the day, this is one of the Lord's decisions, man.
Yeah,
It's not
come on.
even Esau's decision,
Esau's
man.
not moving on his own will.
You know what I mean?
The Most High is making him move,
Make
man.
him do that, man.
What makes you guys? What makes you elites? You elite Edomites? Because these everyday Edomites don't know nothing.
No.
But you elite Edomites, you guys are actually foolish. Your pride makes you so foolish. You
Yeah.
think everything you do is of your own will, but you don't understand the Most High controls everything.
Yeah,
That's why he's called all powerful, man.
Yeah.
There's no way. Why? And these elites, they understand the Most High created them too.
Yeah.
But yet they think they have the Most High is dumb enough to create something that have more power than it. You can't even do that if you wanted to.
yeah. Like they don't understand that the Most High controls their God, which is Satan, right?
Satan.
Like literally, Satan actually is hand in hand. He does perfectly what the Lord Yahweh wants. He does not go off, not even a little bit, man. You got people who believe that Satan was, basically,
Fighting against the
yeah,
Most High.
Satan was fighting against the Most High, and in the heavens, he was in control of the music,
Yeah.
and he started rebelling. Bro, why do people come up with shit like that, man? The Most High has Satan doing everything that he wants, man. Okay,
Yeah.
everything, because he's a just and a balanced power.
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
as righteous as he is, he can also be, just as wicked, man. Fuck you up.
That's perfect. That's why he's perfect, because he's balanced, man. People don't think people's perception of perfection is just on being good.
Sure. Back here in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 3 now. And it says, "A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face the people shall be much pained, all faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march, every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks." Because the elect in that time, they're gonna have powers, man. Like the scripture says, that we're gonna be able to run deep, jump over these buildings, and we're not gonna, be able to break our ranks, man. Let me read that again. It says right here, "They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war." That's when we get that spiritual powers, man. We're gonna be able to do things that you see in the movies, like what Spider-Man does, man. Superman, Hulk and Flash, all of these things are actually real, and it's in the scriptures. That's why Esau makes these movies, because he gets those ideas from the scriptures, man. But in times of trouble, in times where people, are basically gonna lose their minds, right? Because when all hell's breaking loose, man, people lose their minds, man. Like you can see in these movies, man, that people don't know what the fuck to do no more, man. That's right. So in those times, the Lord's gonna give His elect powers, man. Which is just a beautiful balance and perfect right there. Because right now we're feeble. These people got the power right now over us, man. But the Lord's gonna give us that actual physical power, man.
Do something, man.
To do
Right now,
something,
all
man.
we have is wisdom on our side.
That's right.
We have the truth. That's all we have.
That's right, man. That's right. So that's it, right?
Good smoking it? Good smoking it? Chicken, huh?
Everything spiritual. That's
That's weird, man. But anyways, yeah. That's Israel, man. Israel is literally looked at
all fucked up.
as the
What
bump.
verse you got?
Huh. I read down to verse. Huh? Yeah, but I just like it, because, like this book is handy.
Yeah, his hand is quick.
Easy to
pull
go.
it out,
Put this in
yeah.
my pocket,
Yeah,
right?
come on.
But I'm in verse. I just read verse 7 right now.
Okay, go maybe go just to 8.
Con.
You can get Isaiah 48.
Con. And it says, verse 8, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path, and they shall fall upon the sword. They shall not be wounded. Right? So, spiritual powers, man.
That's it, man. How are we not going to be wounded, man?
And then you said you want to read Isaiah.
For Isaiah 48. Read maybe to 10. That's crazy. It really is everywhere.
The book of Isaiah chapter 48 verse 1. And it reads, hear ye this, O house of Jacob, which are called by my name by the name of Israel.
Which is Yasharallah,
That's right.
which means he's the prince of the power.
That's right. And are come forth out of the waters of Judah, which swear by the name of the Lord Yahweh, and make mention of the power of Israel, but not in truth nor in righteousness.
And really the brothers should be reading. They swear on the name of Jesus, God. That's what they do. They'll say, I swear to God, I'm doing this right. They sincerely. Our people are so convinced that what they know from their oppressor, what they've been taught from their oppressor, is true. Which is at the end of the day, the Most High's plan on that is to just end up. At the end of the day, that's the Most High's plan to destroy Israel, because all the knowledge they know, the difference between us and them is what we know is to our salvation, and what they know is to their destruction.
Exactly. The Lord is the one that laid that stumbling block for them to go on that path. Like Apostle Gabar said, or Apostle Aramla, if I'm mistaken, but he basically said, that there's way too many Christians out here for the Lord not to return, man. You know what I mean? Because how the scripture says that, that this truth will be preached into all the world, and then the end will come. There's too many, man. There's what, 2.some billion, Christians, and the Lord is still not here. So just to show you that y'all don't have the truth. Because if you guys have the true doctrine, and there's that many people who believe in it, right?
The Lord should be here.
The Lord would hear your affliction, man.
Man, you know what, man? That simple logic there cuts the whole thing, the whole doctrine, just by that.
Yeah. Exactly. Good. And it says verse 2. For they call themselves of the holy city, and stayed themselves upon the power of Israel. The Lord of hosts is his name. I have declared the former things from the beginning, and they went forth out of my mouth, and I showed them, I did them suddenly, and they came to pass.
That's right.
Because I knew that thou art because I knew that thou art obstinate, and thy neck obstinate, yeah, because I knew that thou art obstinate, and thy neck is an iron sinew, and
Stubborn, man.
and thy neck is an iron sinew, and thy brow brass. I have even from
Which when it says bra, it's talking about your chest.
Yeah, exactly. This
Chest, yeah.
area.
That's right.
I have even from the beginning declared it to thee. Before it came to pass, I showed it to thee, lest thou shouldest say, mine idol hath done them.
See, and man, the Most High, isn't that crazy?
Yo, I love that scripture, right?
Right?
Because that's what we're doing.
Yeah, come on,
We're
exactly.
telling them, man. Before
Man,
we came
the
to
Most
Christ.
High, man, the Most High is a king, man. He wants to, he's going to destroy everything. This day, a huge day, and he wants to get credit for it too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? That's crazy. That's what kings do. That's a characteristic of the king.
Yeah.
To do all that and to want the credit.
Credit for it, because I was just gonna say that the scripture does not lie when it says that the Lord's a jealous power,
There
man.
you go.
He
There you
wants
go.
the glory. He wants the honor. He wants people to say, oh, it's the power of Israel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was like back in the time of Egypt.
They used to fear
They
Jake
were
and
revering
say,
it,
yeah,
man.
they used to fear Israel because of the power, of Israel, because of the God of Israel, because of Yahweh. They used to fear us, man. So
makes sense.
yeah, so the Lord wants that same thing, man.
Can you
Again,
imagine? It's like being on a team. And and like that team is shit, but when they get LeBron, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with the Most High. Without the Most High, Israel is nothing.
Yeah.
We are nothing. We're even worse off than these heathens.
yeah,
We
literally.
were built
Look at
we
us
were
right
built to serve. We were built to serve the Most High and to need the Most High. These heathens weren't even built to need the Most High. They were built just like animals, just to be living here. While we're here, we can only survive because if it wasn't for the Most High having control of what happens, these heathens we would have been done and away with.
Yeah.
We're like newborn babes without a father.
Yeah, yo, that's the spirit. I was
Right.
just literally about to say that, man. Like we need, our guide, man.
Yeah.
Which is Yahweh. The Lord's the one. We're the leaders on this planet, man.
Yeah.
But we need the Most High to tell us what to do.
Exactly.
And without that, we just go off astray, not knowing what the hell, how we fish and so on and on,
Yeah,
man.
like a dumb
You know
child.
what I mean?
Dumb children without the Most High.
That's right. That's right, bro. And it says, verse 5, Isaiah 48, verse 5, I have even from the beginning declared it to thee. Before it came to pass, I showed it to thee, lest thou shouldest say, mine idol hath done them, and my graven image and my molten image hath commanded them. Right? So,
Big movie doing that.
that's right, man. So, because these people, they worship these idols, they worship these gods, they basically worship the woman, and so on and on. When something major happens, they don't have the faith to believe that this is actually from the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. They don't actually consider that because of basically them worshiping these gods and having Esau telling them what to do all the goddamn time. They don't even believe in the Lord anymore, man. When something small happen, when they go through a hard time, and then the Lord, the Lord delivers them, out of a situation. They don't actually consider that it was the Lord that did it, man. So the Lord is saying that He's warning you and He's telling you all of these things before it happened, just so that you don't say that your idol had done it, man. You know what I mean?
That's
It's just, it just goes to show you that the Lord's basically saying, everything that's taking place right now is because of me, man.
Yeah,
You know?
come.
And it says, verse 6, lest thou hast heard, see all this, and will not ye declare it? I have showed thee new things from this time, even hidden things, and thou didst not know them.
Man, that's crazy. And one of the biggest hidden things the Most High showed us is His truth.
Yeah.
Because at one point, man, we were all, it was
Gentiles.
we were all Gentiles, man. This thing was dark to us. Like when I say dark, is we didn't know the information. And now we'll know all these hidden things about the truth, about the Bible, and just with that alone, we're powerful. Imagine how much more secret things the Most High has to show us. When this kingdom gets destroyed. Because even in the scriptures, there's things that the apostle knows that we don't know. So there's so much more things that the Most High, like his bag of tricks never ends.
That's right.
So to speak.
Just like how when John, was on the Isle of Patmos, and saw it in the book of Revelation, right? John the Revelator. There's some things that the Lord showed him, and and the Lord told him, don't, I'm basically,
Don't write them down, right.
don't write them down, So it goes to show that John knew that there's some things that are gonna happen now, or even in the kingdom, right? That are not written in the scriptures, man. So there's so many things that we don't know yet because the Lord knows that, it's not time. Just like how, I'm also in the book of Ezra, man. The angel told Ezra, not to basically, basically, I'm on the vision, he told them, I'm gonna show this,
Go to a certain amount of
yeah,
people.
like,
or like his leaders or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, kind of, there were some things that Ezra was only allowed to show to some people, and some things to to the elders, of that church or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it goes to show you that the apostles right now, they know some things and they're not going to reveal it to us because it might offend some people, man, and it's truth, right?
Yeah.
So they keep it to themselves, although they know of that, although they know of those things, man, because
Although everybody likes to believe that they wouldn't be the one offended, but look at Peter.
you never know, man.
Peter was like, "Yo, I got your back,"
Yeah.
and Yahushua like, "No, trust me, man. You will betray me."
Yeah.
And he thought, and he swore it too. He swore it to Yahushua it wouldn't happen. And look what happened to Peter. Peter still betrayed Yahushua, and he denied him 3 times.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, we're babes, and there's still, new Akim that are waking up to this truth. So you can't feed them with something that is too much for them, right there and then, man. Especially, not knowing, how many years, I'm this brother's in the truth or that brother, Because at the end of the day, we're all babes, in this truth, except, the elders, and the apostles. So there's some things that they're going to be allowed to share with us and some things that, that they're not going to be allowed to share with us. Just like, for example, just, just a few days ago, we were, I'm at the bowling alley, and basically there was some kids, that we were looking after, and they were just, basically, playing around, I'm going to the different, basically I'm a lazy stuff, and they're, and then basically there was this one kid, I told him, yo, don't go there because, there's months over there, and the kid looked at me, and he started tearing, bro. I was like, yo, I'm just kidding, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But, he got offended, man, and he was like, what the fuck, man, and then, right, and then, he started crying, man. Yo, that's the same thing, in this truth because, because the apostles, they might say some things, and it's gonna offend some brothers, and and they're gonna fall off, man. They'll be like, hell no, I don't want a part of this no more.
Because it's crazy. It's crazy because with more knowledge calls more responsibility.
Yeah.
Like for instance, it wasn't until before we came to the truth that we didn't know we couldn't eat pork. But now that we knew that part of the truth, now it's our responsibility not to eat pork.
Yeah, exactly.
So on haircuts.
Yeah.
Now it's our responsibility not to get haircuts. Get lineups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So on and so on. So, and the Most High, the Most High can give the apostles this information, and this information can call upon, just because it can call upon some heavy amount of responsibilities. Things that you might have an okay job going right now, but you might, because of what you might have to quit the job. And you're gonna be like, what the fuck? I guess you have to. It always calls more responsibility.
Yeah.
Who knows? What if you have to lose your leg for something that they know? I mean, you're not literally gonna have to, but it's just that's the kind of thing that can happen.
Yeah, exactly. Because now that we come to this truth and there are some things that are revealed to us, we are now held accountable if we go against it, man. Just like the brother said, right? With the pork thing, man. If we eat pork, now we're held accountable, man.
That's right.
For not obeying the the commands of the Lord, because prior we didn't know, right? We didn't know, but now that we know, it's our responsibility. It is our responsibility that we don't do those things, man. Just like how Yahushua said, I came to do my father's business. Basically he's telling his mom that he's now accountable, man. And if he doesn't do it, then now the Most High is gonna punish him, and so on and on. So it's like, don't you know that I am of my father's business, mother, you know what I mean?
Say something. What to say?
Verse 7, they are created now and not from the beginning, even before the day when thou heardest them not, lest thou shouldest say, Behold, I knew them. Yea, thou heardest not, yea, thou knewest not, yea, from that time that thine ear was not opened. For
That's exactly what you just finished saying. Yeah, because now, because at the
Yeah, that's
time we
true.
didn't, we didn't even know it. So
Yeah.
we didn't know it until it was told to us. Now we're accountable for it.
Con. It says for, that's like it. From that time that thine ear was not opened, for I knew that thou wouldest deal very treacherously, and was called a transgressor from the womb.
That's exactly
That's
what you just
100% good point. Right to the point about that, right? For my name's sake will I defer my anger, right? That's crazy. For his name's sake he will defer his anger, and for my praise will I refrain from thee, that I will cut thee not off. So the Lord had mercy on us, man. You know what I mean? You know? That's Satan, man. You know what? That's the same girl, that would, I'm gonna call us racist and
Yeah,
so on,
yeah.
but then they're here, because it's common sense. If you don't like something, right, or if you come up against something, that means that you're the opposite of it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So they think that we're racist, but then yet they're doing the exact same thing that a racist person would do. That doesn't make any fucking sense, right? You're supposed to be,
Contradicting themselves.
yeah,
That's what they're doing.
right? Like, you're supposed to be nice to us,
Yeah,
just to show the opposite that this is how you're supposed to be.
They're
Right?
showing the same thing, yeah.
They're showing the exact same hate that
That they talk
believe-
against.
Yeah, that they talk against. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't make any sense, man. But anyways, man, it goes to show you that these people are hypocrites, man.
Yeah, that's all they are, man.
Yeah.
And they're hypocrites because they're fools.
Yeah.
Fools are easily hypocrites because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They
Yeah.
just say it and
They're all over
they
the
do something
place.
else. Yeah, all over.
Verse 9. For my name's sake will I defer my anger, and for my praise will I refrain from thee, that I cut thee not off. Behold, I have refrained thee, but not with
That's
silver.
why- that's why the-
refined. So
Oh,
like,
okay, so I read that again.
Come on, so like, let me see that again.
Yeah.
Behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in a furnace of affliction.
Let's see. So the Most High, that scripture alone, that verse alone, explain our situation in this kingdom. Because the Most High said, the way the Most High is showing is refraining from his anger, because he could have just been completely away with us, but he left us a remnant, which is the elect, which starts off with the apostles, bringing out this truth. Because if it wasn't for the apostles, if it wasn't for the Most High to wake up the apostles and their elders too, we would not have this truth. Therefore, we wouldn't get salvation, man. That's the Most High's mercy right there. When we said this a couple of weeks ago, but the apostles, even though they're over us, they're working for us in a way. You know what I mean? Because they're
feeding us.
Yeah, they're feeding us. They just like how a father goes out, works, makes the money that makes the money so that food that's going into your mouth can be so you can eat food.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with the apostles. They go and do their work, they do their studies, they diligently do that work, find out the truth, just so we can understand it, and then even go even further so that we can understand it in a simple manner.
And then that also goes hand in hand into them, basically, sealing their salvation, man.
Yeah,
Into them receiving salvation, they have to do those things because, like the scripture says, the more responsibility you're given, the more that's required out of you, right? So when you become an elder, right, there's more work for you, there's more things for you to handle than you were when you first came into this truth, man. Right? That's just how it is. That's why, the Lord told Peter, I believe, Peter, like I'm not mistaken, you love me 3 times.
Yeah.
And then he told him, feed my lamb.
Yeah, feed my people.
Feed my sheep. Right?
Come on, bro, that's deep actually, because that's the Most High. That's the Yahushua telling him, well, you need to do more work.
Yeah.
You need to keep feeding. Because he said
he was
that
the
too.
head, right?
God, he was the head. He was the the stone that he was going to build this church upon.
Huh.
And also because there's going to be, because he said that too. Also because he was going to die soon, a couple years down the line or a year down the line. And they got weak a little bit too. The apostles got weak a little bit when Yahushua left. You know, and it wasn't until Yahushua came back he was kind of cheesed.
Yeah, because
like, all that time I was with you, and still it's not enough.
exactly, because I remember, there's a scripture about the wicked Pharisees and the Sadducees, right? How they were basically, telling, or they were speaking to Yahushua, and they were basically telling Yahushua, are they gonna fast? And the Lord told them, there's no reason for them to fast because I'm here with them.
Yeah,
right? So, because it goes to show you that when Yahushua was there, they had all the confidence and so on and on, they were not weak, But once Yahushua left, then that's when now, they got to fast, and so on,
They have to rely on different sources of power.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
get power.
Yeah, exactly.
Imagine if Yahushua was here right now in the flesh.
Wow,
Yo, you know how amped you would be? It's like having your favorite player play with you. It's like, what? Goddamn, okay, we on now.
It's just against the world. That's the thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That kind of man will promote and that kind of man will promote greater faith in you. Having Yahushua here in the physical world, like just not, man. You're not even just talking about Yahushua, but even I always say to the brothers in New York, I always think to myself, man, they're extremely lucky to be that close to the apostles, because they can easily, because us brothers who are on the other side of the world, even though the internet makes it beautiful now, the Most High has the internet where we on live stream, we can chat and stuff, but like back with live stream just came out. We never used to have live streaming before. It just came out. There's and contacting the apostles is a little difficult. But brothers who are right there can easily go to the apostles' house and be, okay, can I get understanding on this or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna look on the scriptures in my phone that
where is it? You
yeah.
wanna look up the mine or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Like if you got blue letter.
Yeah, come.
Where is it at? Right here, right there.
Yeah, man, this new year, man, Most High is going to do some special stuff this new year, man. I can't wait. Lord willing, this year will be, this 2018 year will be the year where it's famine of the word, man. Because as soon as famine of the word happens, as soon as famine of the word happens, we're that much closer to our salvation as we'll be elect and the destruction of his kingdom. That's what we look for, man. We look for this kingdom that everybody so deeply loves and enjoys. We want this kingdom to be destroyed, man. On all levels, this kingdom is wicked.
Talking about that one scripture, this is in the book of Matthew. The book of Matthew, chapter 9. Man, I can't even flip this.
You know what you're gonna do? You'd be right here.
So called, right?
So-called, yeah, so-called. I got it. Your true nationality comes from the Bible.
Is that biblical? You know how in the churches, or what they say, the 12 tribes of the children of Israel, the 12 tribes, you guys are actually one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. How in the Bible, when Moses led the children of Israel out of Egypt, that was us. We are, of the so-called, I'm a southern tribe, right? And then, I'm from the eastern down, are the northern tribe. You know what I mean? So we are the children of God. These so-called white people, that you see today are the children of Satan, man. That's why, they did the things that they did to our people, man.
Right. That's why in all the movies all these biblical movies you'll see, all the cast is white. But if you want to be direct, back
They should-
then they were
dark
actually
skin
they should be
people.
casting North American Negroes and Hispanics to play
these
Hey,
roles.
hey, man, can you say a quick prayer for me?
yeah, man, the Most High bless you, man.
Right into my addictions.
That's right.
I don't have a home. My wife kicked me out. I'm very hungry.
Absolutely, man. May the Most High bless you. May the Most High stay with you. Yo, keep being strong, because you know what? We were just talking about how in this new year, all this oppression that we feel, you know, because our people are on the low of the lowest. You know, and all that oppression that we feel is gonna come to an end very soon.
That's right. You know how like in the scriptures, when the Lord returns, He said that there's not going to be any more tears. Reason why is because our people, the so-called Native American Indians and the so-called Negroes that are living in the ghettos, we're the ones who need to be delivered, right? A so-called white man living,
Suburbs.
in the suburbs, what do they need to be delivered from? Nothing, because they're already in their heaven. We are living in hell, man. So the Lord is coming back to return to deliver us,
It's
man.
coming back soon.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you later.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right,
Take
man.
care of yourself.
That's right, man.
Remember, you're in nature.
That's
Remember
right.
that.
That's right. And then also make sure when you pray in the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That is the true name of the Lord.
Say that again, please.
Yahweh is the heavenly Father who you call, God, or the Great Spirit. Yahweh, and then Yahweh Shai, who the world called Jesus Christ, who is a black man, who is a man of color just like us. He's not a so-called white man, with blonde hair and blue eyes.
I love you guys.
That's right, man. That's right, man. Concur. That's right, man. But again, right? Just like on the last week, like I was saying, that it's gonna come to a time where people, are gonna come here, and they're gonna ask us, to basically, pray for them, because of that affliction, which goes to show you that our people, are at the low, and the Lord's gonna show His power through us, because you know what I mean. There's gonna come to a time where we're gonna be doing miracles out here, man.
Just like they were doing back then, man. I remember reading a scripture, or not reading, or hearing the apostles, or one of the brothers talk about a scripture where people would get healed just by the shadow of the apostles passing over them. It's just crazy, man. Back then they had spiritual powers too. They were healing people, and healing the sick and the blind. In the upcoming future, near future, we're going to be getting spiritual powers too, Lord, when we're the elect.
That's right, man. Back in the book of, it's the book of Matthew, the one precept, that we're talking about. Matthew 9, verse 14. Then came to him the disciples, saying, then came to him the disciple of John, saying, why do, man, I'm just Satan, man, fuck. The book of Matthew chapter 9, verse 14. Then came to him the disciples of John, saying, why do we and the Pharisees fast off, but thy disciples fast not? And Yahweh said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them?
I wish I was cutting this guy. Real shit. You read about these different occasions where Yahushua was confronted by the wicked Sadducees and Pharisees. He would cut them with pure spiritual, with pure wisdom, man.
And it says, can the children of the bride chamber mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them, then shall they fast. And that was the point, that I wanted to bring out, earlier when the boss was talking about how, the disciples got weak after Yahushua left, man. For example, I believe it was James, who basically, did not believe.
No,
right?
Stephen.
Or,
yeah. He had
he had to see
the holes. Yeah, that's
okay,
Stephen.
Khan.
Or however you pronounce it.
It goes to show you that,
I only remember that because my woman was like, the ex used to say, oh, Thomas, don't be a doubting Thomas.
Yeah.
You hear that?
Thomas,
Thomas, it was Thomas.
So it goes to show you, man, that right now, we need to fast, we need to pray and so on and on, because Yahushua is not physically with him, here with us, man. right?
We hear through this word.
That's right, which goes into faith, having faith, man. Because if the Lord is here, that's it, man.
Easy.
It is, you know.
Easy, honestly, it'd be too
Good.
easy because
Yeah.
you wouldn't, and plus you wouldn't appreciate this truth as much anymore. Because
Yep.
Yahushua is here. It's kind of like, well, I know this is real. Like you can't deny it. He's right here.
Yeah, exactly.
But now he's not here, and we're forced to do research and go into it and be more passionate about it.
That's right, bro. That's right, bro.
Because no one could. No one can still mess with us because this is the truth. But people will think twice before coming up here and mocking us when they see Yahushua right here.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I read down to about verse 10 in the book of Isaiah.
Go to 11.
48. Okay, con. Isaiah 48 verse 11.
And then let's skip to 15 to 17.
Con. Isaiah chapter 48 verse 11. For mine own sake, even for mine own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another. So the Lord does all of this for the glory and for His namesake, man. Because He gave, His name is in Israel, man. You know.
It's powerful to have. For the sorry, don't mean to cut you off.
No. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
No.
But for a nation to be blessed with the knowledge of the Most High's name, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's why he did. That's why he said what he said, man. If his name wasn't important, it had no relevance whatsoever, he wouldn't care to take it out from Israel.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
That's right. There's so many times where in the scripture it says how that these heathens are gonna talk shit if the Lord just basically, did away with us completely. And that was it.
Yeah.
So
They would that's crazy.
You know what I mean?
They would actually disrespect the Most High.
yeah. So because of that reason, which goes into His namesake, the Lord is not gonna do away with us, and He's gonna deliver us, and He's gonna, glorify His name once again, man.
That's righteous pride, man.
Yeah.
Because his name, that he has pride in his name.
Yeah. Exactly, man.
That's why he said in the earlier verses that I'm telling you I'm getting my people all this right now,
Yeah.
so you can't say anything else than this.
Anyone else, yeah.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
That's a rulership
Like,
mentality.
yeah. Kind. And then he said jump down to verse 17.
50 and then read
Kind
15.
to 17. Kind. Isaiah 48 verse 15. Even I have spoken, yea, I have called him, I have brought him, and he shall make his way prosperous. Come ye near unto me, hear ye this. I have not spoken in secret from the beginning, from the time that it was, where am I? And now the Lord Yahweh and His Spirit has sent me. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. I am the power, the Lord. I am the Lord Yahweh, thy power, which teacheth thee to profit, which leadeth thee by the way that thou shouldest go.
Which is following his laws and statutes and commandments. Right? That's literally one of the main reasons why we're out here, is so that our people know how to follow the Most High. Because if you're an Israelite and you're not given the truth, how do you know you're following the Most High in the right way?
Yeah.
How do you know? Because these Christians are comparing their works, so to speak, they're comparing off the knowledge of man, not off the knowledge of the Most High.
Yeah. By the commandments of man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The scriptures are powerful. It's crazy, man. Everything, no matter how you phrase it, everything that we know comes from the scriptures, man. No matter what.
Yeah. Literally, man. It's all in the scriptures.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's why I think it was one of the apostles or the brothers or the elders said that the Bible is the foundation of the earth.
It is.
It really is.
You know how in the world they say the Bible stands for basic instructions before
Leaving Earth. Yeah, God, yeah.
I remember that when I was in the world.
Yeah, God, that's
These are the
crazy,
basic instructions, man.
Before leaving, yeah.
Before leaving Earth,
That's
man.
right, that's right.
Alright? You know? And then,
Yeah, go ahead.
see, that's Satan, man. You know what I mean? You know? But Yahweh Shema shall destroy you.
That's right.
You know?
You're gonna get destroyed.
Yahweh Shema shall is gonna kill you, man.
That's right.
Because you're Satan.
That's right.
You damn devil.
That's right. Because man, that woman has probably had a bunch of check marks on her.
That's right.
Because she's been coming down here. All she's doing is creating more judgment on her ass.
That's right.
The angels see everything, man. She's not going to get away with mocking the word of the Most High.
That's right. That's right, man.
Again, reading shit. It's the truth and the word of the Most High that these people are mocking.
That's right, man.
But with that,
Yeah, that was the mistake.
with that, we're going to close and we'll say,
Kamala, Yahweh, wa Yahweh Shai.
the double honors to the apostles and the elders who give no show. Salutation to the elect pushing his word across the four corners of the earth. And death and destruction to the wicked kingdom.
That's right, man.
Shalom.
Shalom.